Hey, Ezra here, behind the scenes. Well, you're not behind the scenes yet, but you're gonna be. We are doing a boom photo shoot in New York City. So we've done like all of our stuff to date has been really informal, sort of, we have good production value, but we've done it ourselves. Like we've developed the skill set to shoot content in-house. One of the things we wanted to do with Boom, as you grow your brand, as you have more of a customer base, it becomes more and more important that you engage them with content that they like, that is relevant to them, that they want to consume. Because ideally, your brand is generating 50% of its revenue from past customers, from people who bought from you once before. You're running a sale campaign every 6 weeks. So I'm going to take you behind the scenes in New York City to one of our photo shoots. What we did was we hired a casting agency. We had them put out a casting call. 1,000 women applied to be in this thing. Here are some of the women that are going to get cast or that applied to be in our shoot. So we had 1,000 women apply, and 100 of them came in. We interviewed them, and of those 100 folks, we hired 25 of them. And we're going to be shooting, and this is like we have a director, and we've got a camera person, and we've got a lighting person, we've got a headshot photographer. It's like a hair and makeup. It's like a whole thing. And fortunately, we're able to produce this kind of content and be in a position where we can afford to produce this kind of content. So it'll be interesting to kind of see the difference between a highly produced sort of cast and set up photo shoot as opposed to the kind of content that we've done before, which is direct face to camera, simple, really kind of not fancy production value for the Boom brand. But the goal is that we engage our community with content that they're interested in. So I want to kind of take you behind the scenes and introduce you to some of the people and show you a little bit of that photo shoot, just because I think it's an interesting case study. I have a feeling that the content will work just about as well as the content that we've produced before, because again, I think that, when it comes to production value, what matters most is audio quality, not necessarily quality of video, because your iPhone is going to, and that is rose pink. Your iPhone's going to shoot high enough quality, video. So if you stick a good mic on it, you can shoot everything on an iPhone and be just fine for your brand. But we are testing out a little bit higher produced, multi-angle, super high quality audio, super simple. So you'll be able to see that on the Boom blog when it launches. But come on down to New York City. Let's take a look at the photo shoot. We'll introduce you to a couple of the ladies, and then we'll have a chat after the behind the scenes is done. So I'll see you there.
I love Cindy Joseph's story. She is a phenomenal inspiration to those of us who have decided to age naturally. Really appreciate her approach to the natural look, the healthy look, the idea of enhancing what you have, not covering it up. It's just a wonderful philosophy of beauty.
I thought I'd be scared talking about age, but actually it was fun, There's nothing to be afraid about age.
It feels really evocative and fun, and like I can still be myself even though I'm using the products.
I am one of those weird people that has never lied about my age. I've always been honest about it. And so having an opportunity to talk about it in a place where that is celebrated was really a great experience. Obviously the products are great, so it felt beautiful and luxurious to be made up with this great stuff today on my face. It's so empowering to have an opportunity to give voice to something that people think is something that you should be ashamed about. And we prove that you don't have to be ashamed about it.
Hey, so that's a little bit of behind the scenes of that photo shoot that we did. We have invested a lot of money in this photo shoot, probably over $100,000 when you consider paying the talent, the makeup artist, the photographer, the videographer, the director, the editor, renting the studio space. Like we've really invested a lot in producing this content. Why would we do that? Why does brand content become so important? Well, I think a couple of things are interesting here. One is letting the voice of your customers dictate the conversation that's happening. So essentially what we did was we asked our customers about their experience in relationship to our sort of product and our content and our philosophy, and like how they engage in their daily life as women over 40, which is essentially what our brand is about. And I think this is sort of like analogous to reading Amazon reviews, reading what people are saying about your products and using some of those ideas in the sales copy, letting your customers and the lingo and the conversations that they're having dictate the direction of the content of your brand. And one thing that will happen for you is as you build a brand, as you generate a customer base, as you sort of build a community, it becomes so much more important to have engagement with that community, ongoing content with that community, cross-selling and stuff like that. So like, I think the barometer is really you want 50% of your sales to be coming from past customers. That's what we're shooting for as a business, is to have half of our revenue from people who've already engaged with us once before. And one of the ways that we do that is through content. And so it'll be really interesting to see how this content turns out, see how it resonates with people. You can keep an eye on the Boom blog, and I'll do an update post and see how viral it goes, see how people respond to it. But like, we're very heavily investing in telling the story of our customers, which is something that you see across a lot of brands, is like, who are the people that are engaging with this product? Why are they engaging with this product? What does it mean to them? Like, going out and telling that story is invaluable for your brand, and you can use that content in a number of ways. And we're investing very heavily in understanding who our customer database is and how they feel about who they are in the world and what they're up to in the world, and this particular product set and these particular set of experiences. Because ultimately, a business is essentially a group of people and a collective experience. So it's a group of people who are all having a similar experience in one area. They are all rock climbers, or they are all jujitsu people, or they are all women of this particular demographic who are engaging in this particular idea set, or whatever. Like, the point is that it's a group of people and a collective experience, and your job is to serve that group of people and comment on that experience and add value to that. And that's what we're attempting to do with this photo shoot. And I think, we're so far really, 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 like, now this is, I'm shooting this outro video maybe 30, 45 days after we actually shot the initial content. It's just finishing being edited, so we're about to start releasing it, some of it on our blog. We're super excited about it, and I'll do an update and let you know how that content went. But thank you for taking a quick look, behind the scenes of one of the photo shoots that we've done here at Boom, and you'll be seeing more content like this. I want to put out more stuff that's like, here's sort of the process that we went through to get this particular result in one of our brands, and this was something new for us, where we kind of went big business in a sense. We, usually what we do is we produce stuff like really small scale, really sort of low budget, really sort of like as sort of nimble as possible. And here we said, let's invest a little bit in the other direction. Let's invest in, crafting a storyline ahead of time and hiring some talent and, getting renting a studio space instead of shooting it at home. Like, let's try something new from a content production standpoint, and we'll see how it goes. So Ezra here for Smart Marketer Blog. Thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you in the next one.